and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a video on my thoughts on the Venom trailer. Now I'm just trying to remember the actual trailer. It was only like, it's weird with some of these trailers, they're really short but then they have really quick sort of scenes and that, so if I miss things out in these videos, apologies. And that they're just a quick sort of bite-sized video of me just rambling on about or trying to regurgitate what my thoughts were on said, as I say, trailer, positive or negative and that. And I mean, they're just fun really. I mean, they're just little bite-sized little, as I say, ideally videos that aren't too harmful to anyone in particular or anything, you know. At the end of the day, if I think a trailer's bad, I might still see the film and then be totally surprised, you know. A trailer can be bad for something, but the film can succeed or surpass my expectations because of the trailer being terribly done, and vice versa. The trailer could be way better than the actual film, and that's part of the fun of watching films for me personally, you know. But yeah, with Venom, it's interesting. I mean, I'm definitely interested because of the trailer, so that's good. That's always a good sign. The trailer does actually have... The trailer does actually have to obviously hook you to try and or get you enthusiastic about something, whether you are completely uninterested or on the fence. Its job as a trailer is to get you to want to see the film, and I do want to watch this film mainly because I really didn't like the portrayal of Venom in Spider-Man 3 because he was shit, to say the least. You know, it was more played as a sort of anti-Spider-Man sort of mirror image of Spider-Man, you know, where Spider-Man's good, Venom is the bad version of Spider-Man, where, to my limited understanding of the character in the comic books, I want to say he's more just sort of this guy who gets possessed, well, not possessed, but taken over by the Venom sort of fluid thing and that, and then just turns into this monster that just wants to destroy stuff. You know, it's like an animalistic sort of toxic thing that's from another world. I don't know where the origins of Venom is from, but my limited understanding is I think he's extraterrestrial. I presume so, because in this trailer there's a lot of like CIA agents and people in suits and scientisty people with hazmat suits on, and there's like this wreckage thing, and then there's these tanks of this weird fluid, black fluid, which is obviously the Venom, and that. I'm glad to know that the guy they've got as the main guy who's going to get possessed by Venom isn't just a scrawny guy like the guy they had for Spider-Man 3. It's got this guy who's like quite ripped. He kind of looks proper, you know, tough and muscly and that, like he could actually do some damage if he was to hit you in the face or something. Do you know what I mean? And I definitely say that the one word that comes to mind when I was watching this trailer is dramatic, intense, but also dramatic. You know, it's moody, it's got that sort of, yeah, like that sort of intense sort of dramatic feel to it, and that, which I think tonally is the best way to go with this sort of film, I guess. You know, it's not, you know, light-hearted by any means, which is good, because I don't think this will be a light-hearted film. It's probably the closest to sort of Punisher-esque level and or Daredevil, Punisher / Daredevil-esque realm we're gonna see probably on in the films, at least so far anyway, that we might see anyway. And I hope it is dark and intense and sort of eerie and that, because again we are dealing with a character who, and or a villain that is quite, as I say, ferocious, it's animalistic. I don't know if people can even, you know, sort of what's the word? Negotiate with Venom as a creature, you know, and that, because it just seems to be this sort of unwieldy, tortured, demented, demonic, creepy creature that just seems to want to destroy stuff. And there seems to be quite a bit of action spread out in the in the trailer as well, like, you know, cars blowing up and a bike scene partway through in the city, and then the guy running through the woods, or running through some offices as well as the woods, as well as having a very sort of intense sort of scream sort of scene of sorts whilst he's on an MRI bed thing whilst going into an MRI sort of machine, as well he's getting scanned, and clearly that's probably why they find out that he's got this thing, or maybe that he's exposed to it maybe, or that, like, yeah, the thing is gonna try and find him, maybe that's why he's running off a lot in the trailer, maybe because maybe the venom, like, goo is trying to find him, and symbiote is trying to or whatever it's called, the symbiote is trying to maybe make contact with him and then possess him and or take control over him, sort of thing, you know, because that's the thing as well. What's even more scarier is the idea that you as a person gets consumed by this other entity. That's always what freaked me out about Venom as a sort of character. I don't think the person underneath, although they're alive, is the same person that they were before, obviously being taken into contact with the Venom like thing. And it's also really cool. By the end of the trailer they have the Venom like eyes and mouth, and that's really cool, and that I really love that. That's a neat feature and a little thing at the end of the trailer. And then it transforms into a V as well, and it's all done with like all these webs of sorts as well, like spider webs and that, because again I think it is very similar sort of entity to Spider-Man, but it's different enough that, again, it's not just simply, oh, Spider-Man's a good guy, so Venom's the bad Spider-Man. Again, I think it is different enough that it's its own thing, and that, from what I understand, again, limited understanding of Venom as a character, although I do think Venom is a badass character, and again, I am glad they've got someone who's a lot more sort of sturdier and ripped as an actor to play Venom, so we can actually get a sort of more beefier, sort of, you know, sort of stronger looking, more intense, sort of grittier, realer, sort of tougher and intense and bulkier, sort of like this character and or monster could actually do some damage and actually, like, you know, rip someone apart, or like, you know, smash someone into a truck or some shit, you know, do you know what I mean? Whereas with the Venom in Spider-Man 3, it was literally just a version of Spider-Man in a black suit. That isn't Venom. That's fucking stupid, that is. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking then, and that, but at least that's how they marketed Venom in the posters and promotional imagery. It might have been slightly different in the film, but he was still stupid in that film, from what I even remember of that film, because, yeah, I don't have it on DVD, because that film is fucking shit, that's why. But yeah, hopefully this film is obviously an improvement over that one, which I can't see it not being an improvement over that garbage, but yeah, hopefully it does the character of Venom justice. I was surprised that they announced and or were doing a Venom film. It's by Sony, and it seems to be by Marvel as well, so it seems to be that they're pairing up the Spider-Man, sort of sharing the Spider-Man stuff between Sony and Marvel. Almost said Microsoft then. Sony and Marvel seem to be sharing these characters, which is interesting, because then does that mean that Venom is technically in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then that means that the Spider-Man who played Spider-Man Homecoming, maybe he could later on, and does that then mean that they could fight each other in a future film, maybe? I don't know, or maybe there's a cameo in this, maybe, I genuinely don't know, and that's quite interesting for me, or I think it's quite interesting, but yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate, and subscribe.